Hey guys, Master Schiele here. Today we're going to be talking about a really cool subject. We are going to be talking about what happens after you receive your black belt and how you progress to go to your degrees of black belt. If you've not got a chance yet, do check out my other video, which is how the belt progression is explained. And that's a really cool video because it kind of shows what happens to get all the color belts and to get up to the point of a black belt. But this video is specifically for after black belt and how that works. Also, if you've not yet, do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit it right below. That'll really help me send this information to you, and I always really appreciate it. Let's get started, guys. So let's put ourselves in this scenario. You've been training for years and years and years. You've been putting the blood, the sweat, the tears, the time on the mats, the time at home, the tournaments, the testing, the training, everything, and you finally reach the moment. You are a black belt. We tie your black belt on, and you are official. Now what? What happens after your black belt? Well, the first thing to understand is there's actually 3 different colors of black belt. And the reason that we do that is because we want to show there's a difference in the age, right? We mature, obviously, the older we get. So there's a big difference between a 7-year-old black belt and a 25-year-old black belt. So what we do is they're all black belts. They've all earned that rank and that respect, but we show a different color on that black belt to signify the difference. So let me show you that. The first one is if you are under the age of 11 years old, so up to 11, you would have a white in the middle of your black belt. Little bonus thing, this was my first black belt. Not this one, but my first black belt had the white in the middle. Oh, memories, that was so long ago. But anyways, this is what happens when you receive your first black belt. So this is under the age of 11 years old. Past that, what happens is we have a red in the middle. This is from the age of 12 to 15. So this is what that black belt will look like, okay? And then after 16 years of age or older, you are considered an adult black belt, and then it's a solid black belt. So those 3 colors really signify the difference in the age that you are. Now, the first black belt that you have will be a blank black belt that won't have a degree on it. After, I actually pulled my one of my old belts out. This is the progression of what happens after it. So you have these degrees that go on to it. So after you train for your first year, you are going to receive your first degree black belt, okay? So I'm just going to be talking about time, then we'll be talking about what actually happens besides the time that's in there. So at least 1 year from your blank black belt to your first degree black belt, okay? Now, after that, from first degree to second degree, it's at least 2 years. From second degree to third degree, it's at least 3 years. And from third degree, from fourth degree, it's at least 4 years. And you can see how the progression works. So it's how many years in between there. Now remember, it's not just the time that's in there. It's also the knowledge. It's also, after black belt, it's really about giving back as well, right? So we have a concept in martial arts, one hand washes the other hand. So as a black belt, when I help another student, it's going to reinforce the technique for me, and it's going to help that student. So that's really the concept of one hand washing the other hand. So that's a really, really important thing after black belt. And it doesn't matter if you're a child black belt, an adult black belt, a junior black belt. We want you to be able to help somebody else. I'll never forget when I received my first black belt. I was actually taught my first black belt form from my friend that was 1 year older than me. And again, that was the concept of one hand washes the other hand. And what happened was I learned that form from my friend, and then I went to my instructor to actually build it, to kind of work on the fine tuning of it. But it was really a cool concept, and it's something that we really still live to today, is making sure a black belt can give back. And that's the way you do that, but it also helps you in the process of that. So you have your time, you have your knowledge, you have your giving back. Also, it has to be from the inside too, right? So you have to be honest with yourself after your black belt. Do you deserve the first degree? Do you deserve the second degree? Our job is to keep you moving forward, right? And I know that one thing that's really important is if you stop growing in martial arts, you will leave martial arts. And it happens all the time. So my job is to keep you moving forward, okay? Your job is to come to class. And together, that's how we really team up. You want to see that progression happening. Remember, if a tree stops growing, it dies. So we want to keep you growing in the art. I've been doing this art my entire life. I actually started when I was close to 7 years old. I never stopped. I never quit. But what happened was, I've always had those moments that I needed people behind me, right? To push me, to encourage me, to keep me moving forward. And that's really what happened. And that's where I really have the success of, being a martial artist, having the high ranks, being blessed with my own school, with my students. I'm very blessed with all that. But I've always had people behind me, pushing me and making sure that I would get to that level. So don't forget, that's always a big part of that. So you have your time, you have your knowledge, you have your giving back. These are all the important things that happen to get your degrees of black belt. Again, don't miss, right? Don't push yourself behind because you feel you do. If you ever feel that you don't deserve a belt, I think the most important thing is don't put that in your hands. Remember, a higher rank, it's their job to test you. You are not to test yourself. That's why self-promotion, and I think I said this in another video, self-promotion is really looked down upon. I can't just snap my fingers and become a, whatever degree black belt, because I have to be presented that. So the job of my hires, of my seniors, is to test me and to tell me when I'm ready. If you for some reason don't feel that you're ready for a degree, for a belt, talk to your instructor. If you're my student, talk to me, right? And what happens is it's our job to tell you if you're ready, if you're not. And if you're not ready, we're not just gonna say you're not ready. We're gonna tell you what you need to work on to get to that point. I hope that helps, guys. I love to see everyone as those high black belts. I really am so blessed too that, throughout the years, I've really graduated many, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of black belts. And I'm just so blessed to be here, to be presenting this. And I thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in our next video. Take care.